let's talk a little bit about the defense for a minute. Top 2 picks in the draft were defense: Mason Graham, Carson Schlesinger. Is the national media a little down on the Browns defense because it was a 3-win team that we were watching last year? I mean, I look at some of the pieces and I'm like, this defense could be pretty good. What are your thoughts about how the defense could be?
Yeah, when you got Myles Garrett to come back, and you know what you got on that edge. Alex Wright seemed to be a good ball player. Isaiah McGuire looked like he played well down the stretch. You got Mike Hall Jr., who looked to be athletic, a guy that was a problem, people blocking him. You just got Mason Graham. I like the athletic build of Schlesinger back there. You still got Denzel Ward. You still got Grant Delpit. You got some pieces and parts, man. You got some stuff you can look at and say, you don't have to squint too hard to say, oh, this could be a great defense, especially when you. Here's the thing I want to see though. I want to see. I'm going for the youth movement. All these young guys. I think the Cleveland Browns. You say we talked about it. What does Andrew Berry need to make sure that this was a home run class? You know, we all said that, and guess what? We need to see home runs. We need to see starters. Schlesinger need to start. Mason Graham, as it should be, a day 1 starter. Mike Hall Jr., day 1 starter. Those are 3 young guys in the last 2 drafts that you picked that should be starting. Look, hey, listen, I like the guy. I like Joe Tryon out of Tampa Bay. I like what his skill set is. He's a former first-round pick. I thought they played him out of position a little bit. Athletic Bill from Washington, former first-round pick. I like what the different pieces and parts they got up front. But look, if you can get 3 starters and you've been able to get young starters up the middle where it counts, at linebacker, 2 defensive tackles, and they're young guys, come on, man. That's a nice move. And I think the Browns, with Jim Schwartz and a little retooling and some of the athletes they got, they've been able to flip over their athletic profile. Dalvin Tomlinson, more of a nose tackle. Now, yes, you got Mason Graham that can play a lot of positions up front from 3 technique to 1 technique. You see his former wrestler, quick as a cat off the ball. Mike Hall Jr. is a kind of same type of guy. Now you got 2 guys that can 2-gap penetrate, get up the field, along with Myles Garrett and some other guys. And if those guys show up, Andrew Berry looks like he don't hit a home run, because we say Junkins is going to start, and those 3 guys start, and then you're going to get Harold Fanning Jr. that's going to work in a lot with 2 tight end sets. Now you start to see where, okay, I see where we're going with this. All we got to do is figure out whether or not we can get a couple of receivers to catch the football, and we might be onto something.
Yeah, the biggest thing is we were talking about it. Last year, the parts that the Browns had, individual parts, they were pretty good. The whole was not. They got to flip that. The whole has to be bigger. If the whole of a defense is bigger than the sum of the individual parts that they have, they're going to have a top 5, top 10 defense.
I guarantee it, because they have the athleticism, and Jim Schwartz, when you're talking about it, I think you're starting to see it at the linebacker position. You're starting to see it at the defensive tackle position. The profile is different. They want guys that are rangy, fast, can get upfield and move around. Before, they had a couple of guys here or there can do it. Now you're starting to see them do it at all the positions, moving around. And I think that'll be a really big key for them, getting back to what they were, a little more back to where they were a couple years ago.